So today's my first day off in about 4 months. We've been very busy at TCN, and I'm looking to de-stress a little bit. So I've decided to come to one of my favourite places in the world, and one which probably has the best view of all. I'm sitting on my favourite bench. I've got my game of bow from Zanzibar here, and take a look at this. This is the island of Hvar and the Pakleni Islands in front of Hvar town, and behind it Vis. And I just want to point out a couple of things that we have here. First of all, Hvar town itself, you can see the Spanish fortress, but on the main square, which is the largest square in all Dalmatia at 4,500 square meters, you have the oldest public theatre in Europe, which opened in 1612. You also have the location where organised tourism in Europe began in 1868 with the founding of the Hvar Health Society. And last year, the first five-star hotel at the Palace Elizabeth Hvar Heritage Hotel opened on that exact location. So now you can actually have a cocktail on the terrace of the place where organised tourism began in Europe, and then go for a theatre production at the oldest theatre in Europe. And then if we look at these islands, they're really, they all look fairly similar, but they're all very, very different. So the first one you see is called Galeshnik. And you have there now, it's an eco island, and you have a wonderful restaurant with an amazing view back towards the town. And this used to be an artillery storage, and until very recently it only had one inhabitant, and that was a donkey called Mercedes, who was the star of my last book, who sadly passed away. If you go over there a little bit to the left, that's the island of Yerolim, and Yerolim was voted in 2011 by CNN as the #1 naturist beach in the world. It's a really, really beautiful place, and I do encourage you to visit Mare's place on the other side. It's in Cordovon Beach. And then you have over here, you have the island of Marinkovac, which is much better known as Stipanska, which is the name of one of the bays, and that's where the famous Carpe Diem Beach club and nightclub is there. And there during the season you have some really big name DJs, and it's a great place to chill during the day. And on the other side of Marinkovac you have bays like Mlini and Strilca, and these are really, really great restaurants right on the water. Very, very good domestic home cooking. And then if you go a little bit to the right there, you have Sveti Clement, which is the biggest and best known of the islands. And it's also known by many as Palmijana, which is a bay on the south side, and that's where you have the famous restaurants such as Meneghello's and Zori and Toto's and Bacchus, and also Laganini. That's an absolutely wonderful place. It's a great top wedding location. It's also the ACI Marina. That's where all the boats coming to Hvar town, they go and they moor there. And then if you look a little bit behind you, the big island at the back, that's the island of Vis, and it was made internationally famous recently because it was the filming location of Mamma Mia 2, Here We Go Again. But it's also one of the most fascinating islands in the region for its history. During the Second World War, this was the Allied base for the attacks on Yugoslavia. It's also the place where cricket has its longest history outside of the UK in Europe, because there was some British naval officers started playing cricket there over 200 years ago, and that cricket club still exists today. And then way back in the distance over there, we're on our way to Italy, is the forbidding island of Palagruja, which is almost the last outpost before Italy, and it has its own lighthouse and lighthouse keeper who stays on there. And what can I tell you? That is a view to detox after 4 months working non-stop. I love it.